Hi, my name is Merlin Herman. I will be presenting on a learning disabilities project for Psychological Foundations of Learning, GE 502. The presentation will be on Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, ADHD. What is Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, ADHD? It is a neuropsychiatric condition affecting preschoolers, children, adolescents, and adults around the world, characterized by a pattern of diminished sustained attention and increased impulsivity or hyperactivity. It is a condition in which a person has trouble paying attention and focusing on tasks, tends to act without thinking, and has trouble sitting still. ADHD was formerly called ADD or Attention Deficit Disorder. The exact cause is unclear but tends to run in families. ADHD affects up to 5 to 8% of school-age children, with 60 to 85% of those diagnosed as children continuing to meet criteria for the disorder in adolescence. They often have significant impairment in academic functioning as well as social and interpersonal situations. It is frequently associated with comorbid disorders, including learning disorders, anxiety disorders, mood disorders, and disruptive behavior disorders. Inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity are the core symptoms of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Inattention is when the child is easily distracted, and has a hard time focusing on any one task. Hyperactivity is when the child may squirm, fidget, or run around at the wrong times. Teens often feel restless and fidgety, and they aren't able to enjoy reading or other quiet activities. Impulsivity is when the child may talk and laugh too loud or become angrier than the situation calls for. Children may not be able to wait for their turn or to share, making it hard for them to play with other children. Teens make quick decisions that have a long-term impact on their lives, such as spending too much money or changing jobs often. A child's academic success is often dependent on his or her ability to attend to tasks and teacher and classroom expectations with minimal distraction. Such skills enable a student to acquire necessary information, complete assignments, and participate in classroom activities and discussions. When a child exhibits behaviors associated with ADHD, consequences may include difficulties with academics and with forming relationships with his or her peers if appropriate instructional methodologies and interventions are not implemented. More boys than girls are diagnosed with ADHD. ADHD is often diagnosed when a child is between 6 and 12 years old. Personal needs and family life for a child who has attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. The first need is that parents need to be taking care of themselves. Taking care for their own physical and mental health is an important part of helping a child with ADHD. It helps the parent have the energy they need to take care of the child. Helping the child build self-esteem by encouraging a sense of belonging, confidence in learning, and an awareness of his or her own contributions. Helping the child get the most out of school by promoting school success will help the child academically, socially, and developmentally. And finally, helping the child get things done by patience, persistence, and creative thinking can help the child learn skills and accomplish tasks at home and at school. Learning disabilities can be hard on a family. ADHD impacts not only the child, but also parents and siblings, causing disturbances to family and marital functioning. One parent, often the mother, may recognize and face the problem sooner or more readily than the other. Misunderstanding and conflict can result. Brothers and sisters often resent the amount of attention given to a child with ADHD and may proclaim knowingly that the child is spoiled and perfectly capable. Grandparents tend to blame parents for not doing enough, not being disciplined enough, organized enough, or not giving enough direct help to the child. Neighbors can be intolerant if the child is very hyperactive or has low frustration tolerance and tends to explode or cry at each hurdle. On a daily basis, children with ADHD typically raise the irritant factor in family life. They tend to leave everyone on edge because their behavior is unpredictable, erratic, inconsistent, and full of ups and downs. ADHD in the classroom. ADHD can make it harder to finish schoolwork and get along with teachers and other students. Um, Students may start assignments but do not complete them. Um, the child works independently in class but gets irritated by the noise another child is making. The child starts off participating in a group but then drifts off and stops contributing. The child goes to look something up in a book and just keeps reading instead of going back to their work. The issue the child may have is that children with ADHD can be easily distracted and get derailed in the middle of an assignment. A child with ADHD is always talking. The child interrupts with questions or comments during instructional time. The child irritates other children by talking during quiet work time. And the child has trouble getting to the point when they answer a question. The issue is children with ADHD often talk excessively and blurt out their thoughts. They also do not work well in groups. The child is argumentative and always has to have the last word. The child won't let the other children make a presentation and insist on being the one to talk. The child calls other children stupid and puts down their ideas. The issue the child may have is that children with ADHD can get frustrated when they don't get what they want. They might have trouble filtering what they say and understanding how they come across to others. Finally, the child appears to be spacing out during lessons. The child asks what when he or she seems to have been listening. The child doesn't remember the teacher's directions, and the child doesn't know what items she or he is supposed to have for a project. The issue presented here is that children with ADHD often have trouble focusing and paying attention. Some classroom needs that the student may have. Children with ADHD often have difficulty adjusting to the structured environment of a classroom, determining what is important, and focusing on their assigned work. They are easily distracted by other children or by nearby activities in the classroom. There are accommodations that reduce distractions and help them to stay on task and learn. Um, Assigning special classroom seating arrangements, for example, near the teacher, providing opportunity for the teacher to monitor and reinforce the child's on-task behavior. Um, Sitting near a student role model where opportunity is provided for for children to work cooperatively and to learn from their peers in the class, and also providing low distraction work areas for quiet study time and test taking. Other ways that their needs can be met is by reducing the length of homework assignments, breaking down assignments into smaller, less complex tasks, allowing the children extra time on tests. Tests that are timed may not allow children with ADHD to demonstrate what they truly know due to their potential preoccupation with elapsed time. Elimination of test anxiety and providing them with other opportunities, methods, or test formats to demonstrate their knowledge. Simplifying instructions about assignments. The simpler the expectations communicated to an ADHD student, the more likely it is that he or she will comprehend and complete them in a timely and productive manner. Using behavioral management techniques in the classroom by verbal reinforcement of appropriate behavior through praise given to a student when he or she begins and completes an activity or exhibits a particular desired behavior. Also, computer-aided instructions by making instruction more visual and allowing students to participate actively. Accommodations that can be made in the classroom. I gotta do it over. Norma, are you ready to go? Because I got to do it over.